Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, November 18th, 2018. So glad you could join me for another week of the Sunday video update. So this past week has been a very busy week. As you saw, I put together a video of the 19th anniversary of my journal writing. It's been an incredible 19 years. Oh, and by the way, joining me off camera this week is Amy. Dad went to take care of some business with my brother Jay, so they're going to be here. Jay's coming over to do some laundry. So Amy's joining me off camera. And this past week, like I said, I celebrated 19 years of journal writing. It was quick, you know. I just had the little book gathering, and I put that video together for your viewing pleasure. But yeah, you know, 19 years. I mean, that's a long time to stick to something for as long as I have. And of course, some pictures were taken, and I posted them to my social media pages. So yeah, it's been a very busy week. There was something else going on. Oh yeah, this coming Thursday is Thanksgiving. How could I have forgotten that? I do not know either. We're probably going to have Thanksgiving here at home. So on the 19th, tomorrow, I'm going to be going shopping for the stuff for Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, I'm going to buy a nice shank ham. I'm going to buy a bag of potatoes, stuff to make green bean casserole. I've never made deviled eggs before, but I'm going to give it a shot just to see how they turn out.
It's not hard.
I just got to buy the paprika and, of course, the eggs.
We got eggs.
Oh, we have eggs, okay. But will there be enough for the four of us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Of course, green bean casserole, that's like the easiest thing in the world to make. Probably buy some yams and a couple of cherry cheesecakes, because we talked about this in last week's Sunday video update. And I kind of have a bit of bad news to share with all of you. So I had read on Facebook that a little boy named Deanie, he's in hospice care. He's battling DIPG. I got to meet Deanie back in March. I attended his birthday party down by Columbus. He's on hospice care, and they're only giving him weeks now. He might not make it to Christmas. So, to the Band of Annis family, I send my love and support to you always. I know we haven't really been talking much. We haven't been speaking at all, actually, because I was off Facebook for a while. But now I'm back, and I'm not going anywhere this time. And I'm so sorry that it's come down to this. And you know, it's just a shame. It's just a dirty, rotten shame that kids have to go through this. And I also made friends with a local person. I'm not going to give her name. But her little one, her baby, is fighting cancer. She lives in Saginaw, but they go to Ann Arbor to C.S. Mott Children's Hospital. And we found one another on Facebook. We've connected. We talk to one another through text message. And so there's that. So it's been a busy week, I guess. A busy week. I've celebrated 19 years of journal writing. These bad boys right here, the composition books. I've been collecting autographs still. I'm still doing that. It's really slowed down though since I started collecting them, because I used to get them every day. Now I get them, if I'm lucky, on average maybe once a month or once every 2 or 3 months. So yeah, there's been some things going on. We got propane, which you just heard the heater kick off, the furnace. And there was something I wanted to bring to your attention. I had a thought about this last week because my stepdad Jimmy was in the hospital again. He wasn't admitted or anything, but he was having abdominal pain because he's got diverticulitis and who knows how many other different health ailments going on contemporaneously. But he had a diverticulitis flare-up because what happened was he had a colonoscopy. And after that colonoscopy, he started to experience lower abdominal pain. So we took him to the hospital the other night. We didn't get back here until probably 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It was late when we got back, and it was snowing, and the roads were a mess. M52 was just awful. But I had this thought. Dad and I were sitting out in Jim's truck because we took Jim's truck. We were sitting in the parking lot, and we were having this discussion, and I wanted to get this out into the open because I feel that this is something that everybody should really consider, even you, Amy.
I'm listening.
Now, on Facebook, okay, everybody knows this. On Facebook, everybody's connected every which way, right? I mean, you've got your circle of friends, right?
Yeah.
And then those friends have friends, and they have friends, and so on and so forth. So we're all connected every which way. Now, and I'm going to open this back up again, this old case. Remember how I was being accused of saying inappropriate things on Facebook, which, by the way, is not true. So with that being said, my circle of friends they're a part of another circle of friends, and so on and so forth. We're all connected. Now, and maybe, this isn't just for me. This is for anybody else who's ever had the same experience on social media where they're accused of saying and doing things inappropriately. And these people who are claiming this are also claiming that there's evidence to support their claim, which I have never seen any evidence of the kind whatsoever. So in all mathematical probability, the people who are making these claims, don't you think, as many friends as I have on Facebook, don't you think, according to the laws of mathematical probability, that the so-called evidence that you speak of would have eventually circled back to at least one of my friends, who would then in turn show me the evidence that you're referring to? Doesn't that make sense? Wouldn't it make sense? So that's a thought that I had, It's like, I should talk about that in the Sunday video update. So I just did. And I hope you'll think about that, let that kind of swirl around, because I have never received any kind of evidence of the kind whatsoever, where I'm being inappropriate or anything like that. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. And I want to remind all of you to visit GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org is a comprehensive listing of all the 501c3s and nonprofit organizations tied in with the Internal Revenue Service and the federal government. Don't be duped. Visit GuideStar.org today. Don't be fooled. Don't be duped. That's usually what I say. I didn't get it right this week. That's all right. We were at Grandpa Fuller's last night. He sent home some bean soup. And oh my goodness, I love bean soup. He had biscuits over there too. And so bean soup and biscuits, oh yeah, it was good. And he sent home some bean soup with us, which probably after I get done recording this, I'm going to have another bowl of bean soup. Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm kind of casually sipping coffee here. Excuse me. But everything else seems to be going well, as far as I can tell anyway. Other than the Deanie Bandavana situation, which is really awful. It's terrible. I watched a video that his mom had done. She had done a live video on Facebook, and she's blaming herself. She's blaming herself, and it's horrible. She should never blame herself. No parent should ever blame themselves for something that was out of their control to begin with. My parents were in that same situation with me, but with diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, or DIPG, there's no hope for survival. There's no cure for it. And that really sucks. because these kids, I mean, I can't emphasize this enough. These kids have done nothing to deserve going through what they go through. Nothing. Nothing at all. And when I see things like this, and when I became an advocate, I understood that was part of the territory. I'm bound to see things like this at some point. And even if I wasn't an advocate, I am fully aware of this, that this is happening. I can handle it if, like, say, for example, if it's an adult, if it's a grown person who's been around long enough to live life. But we're talking 7-year-old kids, 9-year-old kids, 2-year-old babies. I mean, to me, it's incomprehensible because they're kids, they're babies. They did nothing. They didn't even get to live a life. They didn't get to experience living. They didn't live long enough to know what life is all about. And the families are left in billions of pieces without their children. Of course, I've never been in that position of losing a child because I don't have children, but it's just really, it's a shame. It is a shame what these kids go through. So, and of course, anybody who's been watching my Sunday video updates for the past couple of years, you know that this is what I talk about, childhood cancer. And just, I introduce GuideStar now because now more than ever we need to eliminate the frauds. It's always been the case. And I try to introduce to a lot of the parents, my naysayers. I always ask them, or I even ask publicly up front, what if someone was doing this to your kid? What if someone was exploiting your child to enjoy things at their leisure, at their benefit, while your child is suffering? To me, it's wow. It's immoral. It's inhumane. I think on a certain level, there's a bit of inhumanity going on there, and it's overall just disgusting. I had this discussion with my mother. I said, if anybody was using me, if they were exploiting me for their own benefit to enjoy leisure and luxury, you would have their heads on a pike, because you don't do things like that and then call yourself an advocate. So. But this is something, Amy, that I'm very serious and very adamant about.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that you still decide to do your YouTube channel like how I have my channel and talk. There's no YouTube channel for Amy yet, by the way.
No, I'm
if you
procrastinating.
Yeah, she's procrastinating. She's I don't know. Maybe you're just kind of mulling things over. You're considering the cost-benefit analysis before you go ahead and set up a channel and start talking. But and I got a refill on my Lexapro last week too, my antidepressant medicine.
You been taking it?
I haven't taken it yet, not today.
Okay, well.
But I will.
Okay.
They didn't give me the cap that you put on it for the syringe, because I'm supposed to be taking 10 milliliters a day. And the thing is I have to have that cap on it, so that way I can tip the bottle upright so it doesn't spill, and then I just pull the syringe and then squirt it in the mouth.
Go up to the pharmacy on Monday and you get some.
Do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
As for now, I have to put the syringe all the way into the bottle, tip the bottle, and in hopes that, not a drop of it will leak out, and then I have to pull the syringe, and then slowly but surely tip the bottle back upright, and then take my med. I'll probably do that before I go shopping tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Grand's Biscuits, that's what I have to get too. I got food on the mind.
and don't forget some coffee too, bud.
Yeah, I'll get some coffee.
We're low.
But there's been a few things happening lately. On the December 16th, I think that's on a Sunday.
I think so.
There's going to be an event for Ziggy. He is another local cancer warrior. At the Frankenmuth Credit Union Event Center. It's in Birch Run. They're having an event for him. I'll be there for that. I haven't really done much for Ziggy because his mother isn't doing so well either. She's her health is failing. So that's not good. Her son is a cancer warrior, and now she's in the hospital herself being treated for her own health issues. It's been really rough.
Then his uncle ain't doing good.
Yeah, his uncle's not doing well. But they're having a benefit for Ziggy. I think December 16th, I think, falls on a Sunday. But I don't have the calendar in front of me, so it's the 12th or the 16th. Oh, no, it is the 16th because it begins at noon, 12 noon. That's where I'm getting it confused. So, yes, December 16th falls on a Sunday. The event happens at 12 noon. It's a benefit for Ziggy. I missed a fundraiser event for Buddy last week. Totally slipped my mind. I've forgotten about it. I'm trying to stay on top of things as much as I can. But I have to also concentrate on getting the house ready for winter because we've already had our first snows and it's starting to get cold. So we have to prepare for winter. So there's been a lot going on.
I'm ready to move down south.
Move down south where the hurricanes are.
Oh, no, not where the hurricanes are. I'll just move down there where there ain't no snow.
But you'll have tornadoes.
Oh. I can manage with those.
There's no escaping Mother Nature, unfortunately. It's... Yeah. It's like Dad says, well, I don't want to live in Tornado Alley. I don't want to live where there's earthquakes. I don't want to live where there's blizzards. I don't want to live where there's hurricanes. Well, that's practically anywhere you go. You're going to have some kind of weather phenomenon occurring. There's no escaping weather. You're going to get it. So I figured I'll just stay put. Living in Michigan, we get like the best of both worlds. We get, like Alaska type weather, sub-zero temperatures and blizzards. And then during the summer, we get subtropical weather. We get Florida weather where it's warm and hot and muggy and sticky and balmy and, So we get the best of both worlds here in the Midwest. We're like right smack dab in the bullseye of where all of the storm patterns come through, the storm systems. But at least we don't get, out in California, and I don't want to, I'm not putting myself above anyone, but in California they are feeling the wrath of fires, and a lot of homes have been lost, and it's been a horrific scene in California. It's just one great big incendiary mess, and I hope that the people who have lost everything they've ever owned, I hope they're able to recover and pick up and continue on. My heart goes out to the people of California, because that is just, it's devastating. I couldn't imagine losing everything I own to a fire or, again, to any kind of natural disaster. It's terrible. It's awful. It's unimaginable. I couldn't picture losing everything I own. I haven't been to Uncle Tim's lately. And the reason for that, not that I don't love Uncle Tim, because of course I do. He's a widower now, and he's trying to pick up the broken pieces after Aunt Rhonda passed away. But I don't go there as as often as I should. Maybe perhaps I should go there more just to keep him company, but the man has not been able to grieve over his wife. He's, I stay away. I don't go there as often as I should, perhaps, maybe should. But because he hasn't been able to grieve properly, he hasn't had the house to himself. He has people constantly coming in and out of his house.
He's actually got that settled down. It's not so bad as what it was.
And this isn't for the kids. I mean, his kids are his kids, The kids come and see their dad. Fine. That's a whole different story. But we're talking just people who casually show up to visit and to smoke weed and get high, Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Let the man grieve. Let him grieve and have, just let him have a day to himself so he can grieve properly over his wife.
He's actually, yesterday was up at Heidi and Elwood's.
Yeah, that's what Dad was saying. He went up north. I'm guessing that he's going to be going up there for Thanksgiving, the Heidi and Elwood's, because Matt's going up there. I was told that Matthew's going up there. That's Heidi's brother, Uncle Tim's son.
Oh.
But I guess Matthew's going to be up at Heidi and Elwood's. They invited us up for Thanksgiving, but we're going to have Thanksgiving here. That's why tomorrow I have to go shopping for the food. I'm not buying turkey. I'm buying ham. Although traditionally, Thanksgiving, of course, you eat turkey, but I'm not a fan of turkey.
Too dry.
And well, I mean, it is dry, but it also depends on who cooks it and how you cook it. If it's not moist, because there's ways of making turkey moist, but if it's not moist, it's like, I don't know, eating the sole out of my boot. I like ham, and we all like ham here. I'm going to buy a shank ham, and we're going to have ham for Thanksgiving and mashed potatoes. I'm going to buy a jar of gravy.
Berkeley, you'll have your favorite. You'll have the bone from the shank ham.
I'm going to buy stuff to make the green bean casserole. I tried my hand at green bean casserole. The first time I had ever made green bean casserole was pretty darn good. You remember that night I made green bean casserole?
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it. So I have to buy bacon and green beans and cream of mushroom soup and the French fried onions and the shredded cheese. I said bacon, right?
You got bacon in the fridge?
Yeah. I just use that bacon then, I guess. I don't have to buy bacon. There's really nothing to it. I mean, it's easy to make. Anybody can make it. There's no certain way you have to put everything on. You just throw it into a pan and put it in the oven. But, of course, you have to cook the bacon first. You have to fry the bacon up first and then add, layer it on. Because you can't put raw meat on, on like fresh vegetables or anything like that to prevent salmonella. So you have to cook the bacon first and then add it to the stuff. So yeah, I know how to make it. I've made it before. It's not difficult to make. Although I am getting hungry just talking about food.
Yeah, it's time to quit.
Cherry cheesecake.
I can't wait for that one.
Hopefully the roads will be clear tomorrow, because I heard that we have more snow coming. I want to make it to Corunna tomorrow, to Meijer, because that's where I shop, and get the stuff we need. I don't know what Grandpa's doing for Thanksgiving. I don't.
Dad said he probably won't be home.
Yeah. Last night when we were over there, he said he was going to take off, just go driving around, but it's Thanksgiving, I mean. I mean, it's up to him, whatever he wants to do, but,
He might even go hang out with his friends.
Yeah. he's a widower too, you know. My grandpa, he lives by himself, and he knows he's always welcome here, but he hardly ever comes over, so, at all, actually. But,
Well, when he did, he complained.
yeah, so it's like, yeah, oh well, that's fine. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. Because after I record the Sunday video updates, I always discover, oh, I forgot to talk about that. I'm trying to think right while I'm... That's why I need an itinerary. I need to start having a list of things I want to discuss. Because this is all ad-libbing, and I don't, you know, have anything written. I don't have any kind of itinerary or any kind of schedule that I keep when I do these Sunday video updates. It's all random and anything that just comes off the top of my head. But I hope your week was fantastic. I've been here for only 25 minutes. So it's I really don't know what else to talk about. I'm stuck. Help!
I'm wondering if Berkeley hears somebody outside.
Barkley. Oh, the furnace is kicking on again.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to discuss. I don't know what to talk about. Being back on Facebook, it's been pretty good. So far, so good anyway. Had to block a bunch of people, but that's alright. That's fine. I also have this problem person who keeps coming on my YouTube channel and calling me dumb and stupid and, well, right back at you, poopy head. And he claims to be a 13-year-old kid. I don't know who he is. He just reached out to me one day on my YouTube channel, and, you know, I told him, well, if there's anything you want to discuss privately, email me. And then he got back at me on my channel saying, well, you know, that's not how that happened. And yeah, it was. That's exactly how it happened. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, that's how it happened. It's one of the reasons why I always say social media of any platform, whether it be here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, it's a love-hate relationship with social media, because you have people who use these platforms with good intentions, and then you have those other people who use these platforms just to be, I don't know, douchebags. So, and it's just combing through and deciding who's the douchebag and who isn't. You have a lot of honest, caring, loving people that you connect with, and then you have those who just like to cause problems. But anyway, and they you know, these people who get on social media and the internet, they have nothing better to do, and it's such a shame. It's so sad, really, when you think about it, that these people have nothing better to do than to make big deals over such little things. Such little things. And, you know, some of us actually go out into the world and help people. We make a difference. And then there are those who just sit on the computer or on their devices all day long and create havoc for unsuspecting people. Such a sad life. Sad life indeed. But anyway, that furnace feels good. I really don't know what else to talk about this week, guys. I pretty much talked about all I wanted to talk about. And I kind of wanted to get this done because Amy pointed this out. I wanted to get the Sunday video update done and out of the way as quickly as possible because my brother, I know, Jay, you're my bro, I love you, but every other word is F this, F that. I don't want that in my video. So, and that's if Jay even watches these videos. But I don't use the F word, although I very well could if I didn't have anything to lose. Like if I wasn't on social media, if I wasn't on Facebook and Twitter, oh yeah, I wouldn't care. I would be letting that word fly like, you know,
Pancakes.
it would be flying like a bald eagle. Free and clear of, you know, restraint. Unfettered, unencumbered. But I exercise restraint, and, you know, I don't use the F word. I say other swear words that are maybe mild, like, you know, shit, which isn't it's a swear word, but it's not as bad as the F word or whatever. I don't put swear words on scales, because there's a lot, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people I know who say the F word, and they do swear a lot, and they're the most honest, caring people in the world. I swear, but I maybe not publicly or directly, like in a Twitter tweet or a Facebook post. I don't say the F word, but I do use the F word. We all do, I think, in this house.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah, I'll be talking to my girlfriend from Oregon, and I'll use that word.
The F word, yeah. I know a lot of people on YouTube, they use the F word incessantly, and, you know, they've got nothing to lose, you know. They just don't care. I guess a part of me, I really don't care if people like me or if they don't, but because I don't, that's not something that concerns me. But speaking the truth and getting people to understand what's really going on and showing the light to people, to wake people up and realize what's going on. Yeah, I swear, but swearing is a form of an exclamation. It's like an exclamation point. You know, you're making a broad general statement. Gee, it. But it's that I have lots of friends who swear, and we when we text each other, we say the F word. We drop off bombs. So what? So what? Doesn't mean anything. They're just words. But now that we've talked about swearing,
Is it time to close out?
I have officially run into a brick wall with the Sunday video update. I don't know what else there is to talk about.
Nor do I.
I mean, okay, here's something to discuss. I've been writing journals for 19 years. Poetry a little bit longer, so about 24 years maybe. If I want to go back that far and consider the little riddles as poetry, when I was 8 years old. So I'd say about 24 years in the poetry. But I've been doing the Sunday video updates for at least a couple of years. And it's been kind of fun. I enjoy these very much. Because I know people watch. For better or worse, they'll watch and they'll listen to what I have to say. Oh, that Jared Fuller, you know, he's shooting off at his mouth again. Or people watch and they say, you know what, he makes perfect sense. He makes good sense. I understand exactly what he's saying. Either way, I'm saying it, you know. That's why, you know, Amy and I, we've been discussing for at least the past couple weeks in the Sunday video updates here, if she starts her own channel and talks about mental health awareness and talks about the issues, you know, she's got to be prepared to take some kind of heat. I
think that's the part of it. I'm not ready.
Right. Mentally, it might be a little too taxing. And, you know, people are going to come on your channel and be stupid and nasty and
brutal
and degrading. Yeah. But you can, however, disable the comments section on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've had to do that because of trolls and problem people. You know, they listen to this video and they probably think, well, gee, Jared, you deserve it. I'm listening to what you're saying and the tone of your voice. You deserve people being nasty to you. I speak the truth. I I bring these issues out into the open because there's people out there who may not otherwise understand. They may not have caught on to this. Much in the same reason I do the audio recordings. Like I had done an audio recording, I think it was a couple weeks ago, about Twitter safety. Maybe it was about a couple weeks, give or take. There's so much to Twitter that you really have to be careful because, and I had this issue with someone who, you know, they do not like to show pictures of themselves. You will never see a picture of who they are. Why are they hiding their identity? There's no reason to hide who you are. You know, you don't go out into the world with a bag over your face. You look at people. Your face this is your identity. This is who you are. You don't go out into the world with this alias look to yourself. Yeah, I know, Barky. I know. Neither do you. But it's just the idea, you know. I mean, you don't do that in the real world. And I understand that social media is not the real world. It's virtual reality. But most any other person I've ever spoken to in my entire life that I've met on social media, I actually know what they look like. I know what they sound like, their voices. They talk about daily happenings in their lives. I know who and what these people are. They have no reason to hide their identity. And the only reason anybody would actually hide their identity for any reason whatsoever is if they're trolls and they are coming on social media looking to cause problems. And I see this a lot with a lot of the movie actors, my friends who are actors. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there who aren't too crazy about me either. And that's fine. I don't care. But as long as they watch and they listen, I'm going to put out front the truth and the logic behind these people who they fight you tooth and nail on showing their identity. For any and all costs. They will fight you on this. They will not budge, because I just recently went through this myself with that person who's claiming to be a 13-year-old kid, which, again, by the way, he reached out to me first. I didn't reach out to him. So that's the issue. I said, look, I need some more proof. I need to know that I'm actually legitimately speaking to a 13-year-old. If you're claiming to be that, I want proof. You know, show me some pictures of your face. And then the excuse just recently was, well, I'm glad I didn't show you any pictures because I really don't know you all that well. So why the hell are you talking to me in the first place then? Reaching out to a stranger. Really? But they try to deflect and they try to make me look like the bad guy. Wow, people. Wow. Wake up. But I always say, you know, if there's anything, if there's anything that someone wants to talk to me about privately, to email me. My email address is in the About tab section of my YouTube channel. And, of course, the people that I'm connected with on Twitter and Facebook, they know who I am. They know how to get in contact. I'm not a hard person to find. Contrary to popular belief, oh, Jared Fuller, he's in hiding. Am I hiding now? Have I ever been hiding? No. I'm not a hard person to find. It's not rocket science. And again, as I had stated at the top of this video, in all mathematical probability, if in fact I had ever said or done anything that was inappropriate prior to now, previously, and I demand evidence and they don't show it and they say, well, you just got to look for yourself. Well, no, because chances are all of my friends, my big circle of friends on Facebook, there has to be a chance, that one chance where one of my friends, and I have at least a couple hundred friends right now on Facebook, there would have to be some kind of, you know, evidence to see, because they would show this to me. If they saw something, or if you presented them with something, they're going to show me. It hasn't happened yet. Has not happened yet. That should be a clue. Instead of just saying, well, yes, you did, and you're denying it. Yeah, whatever. Show me evidence. If there is evidence to find, and if it's so easy for me to look for, then how come my other 200-odd friends who may have also perhaps looked for this information also couldn't find something? Because if they did find something, again, they would have shown me. They would have given me something to examine. Now, there was a representative, a state rep, and I think it's in Michigan, and this was like 2 or 3 years ago, Amy. He was accused of sex crimes, and TV5 had covered it. And I had left a comment, sex abuse has become such a hot button issue, and it is. And yeah, and the fact of the matter is that you're guilty until proven innocent. That was the point I was trying to make. It's still a fact today that you're guilty until proven innocent. People are so concerned and they care so much about justice, but yet you're guilty until proven innocent. Well, that is not justice. Justice is when you present evidence, and if the evidence is compelling enough, or if the evidence points to guilt of the person in question, then you base your decisions. It's not just a bunch of he said, she said. But that's how, that's the way justice works. That's how we determine what's true and what's not. But that's why, we had this discussion, Dad and I did, when we were in Owasso last week when we had Jimmy at the hospital. He's doing much better, by the way. I don't know what he's doing for Thanksgiving. I haven't heard anything. But, yeah, so there's been kind of a lot going on this week. I had done that video for my 19th anniversary of journal writing, and I talked a little bit about that, and I hope that if any of you are out there, if you decide to pick up on writing journals, writing poetry, I hope you stick to it. We need more people like you. We need more poets, and we need more people to convey their thoughts. And if they think at some point that their ideas are helpful to other people, share them. I encourage it. In fact, if you have Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, share your ideas, convey your thoughts, because there may be people in the world who aren't aware, and they may not have looked at something from a certain perspective, and when they see your words, when they read your words, whether it be a journal or a poet or just a free thought, they stop and think, you know what, that person's right. That's what I needed to see. That's the boost. This person isn't afraid to say anything about anything. So that's what we need. And if you have taken a craft, if you've honed a craft in writing, poetry or journals or whatever, if you're a published author, congratulations, kudos. We need more people to convey their thoughts. And I encourage it. I mean, I have a friend right now. Her daughters are actresses, and she's writing a novel, and she's looking to have it published. I am so proud of her. She's had some, I don't want to put her personal business out there, but she's had some life happenings, and she knows who she is. I love her dearly with all my heart, and I'm planning on hopping on a plane to go down to see her and to meet her daughters. So I wish her all the best, and if she gets her book published, I'm going to buy a copy, because she's just one of the sweetest people I've ever spoken to, and her daughters are just incredibly nice girls. I have spoken to them, I think, directly, she and her husband is a cancer survivor as well. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, I think it was. And so they both inspire me. Their daughters inspire me. So it's just a family of inspiration. I love them dearly with all my heart, and I'm so happy that she decided to pick up a hand in writing. And like I said, I will read her book. I will read her book. I will buy a copy of her book. But I think this Sunday video update is going to be short-lived. I've been here for a little over 45 minutes. And it's already, let's see here.
29.
It's going on, it's 2:30, yeah. So, drink my last little bit of coffee and wrap up this quick Sunday video update. Now my cup's empty.
I got the freaking hiccups over here.
Now my cup is empty. A crime has been committed.
Uh-oh, don't know what to tell you.
But, oh well.
And
I got-
let me make another pot.
I got Pepsi in the fridge. TV's muted. Oh, pardon me. TV's muted. We're watching Match Game 75 with Gene Rayburn, for those of you who remember Match Game back in the 70s. They're having a Match Game marathon on a channel called Buzzer. And, well, yeah, they got all different kinds of celebrities on there. They had Jack Albertson from Chico and the Man, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the grandfather. He was on there. Of course, Charles Nelson Riley and Brett Summers and Richard Dawson, Patty Deutsch, and Lynn Redgrave was on there. So they've had a whole bunch of people on there. Jack Klugman and Tony Randall were on there. Cass Elliot from Mamas and the Papas, she was on there once. Just a whole bunch of people. But, anywho, I guess that'll conclude this week's edition of the Sunday video update. Yes, very quick, very brief. But I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back here, same bear time, same bear channel next week. Let's see, what's next week? Next week is the 25th, because today is the 18th. So that mental calendar in my mind. Yeah, next week I think is the 25th, next Sunday. So I'll be here then. I should really start doing like an itinerary of things to talk about.
Don't forget to go visit.
Oh, GuideStar? I already done that.
Yeah, but you always do it at the end too, don't you?
No, just towards the top of the video.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I make sure I get that out of the way. And as a matter of fact, you know, because and speaking of GuideStar, it has been, oh, now they're here.
Yep.
It's been a very useful tool. I'll just end it on that note. Much love, gals and gents. Mwah. Love you. Peace out. Take care, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.